This is the dead of night. It has nothing to do with time. It can happen in sunshine or in moonlight, in the best of weather or the worst. For the dead of night is a state of mind, that dark, unfathomed region of the human consciousness from which all the unknown terrors of our lives emerge. The dead of night exists in all of us, and no one knows at what strange, unexpected moment it will make itself known. And so tonight, for your entertainment, 3 tales. One of mystery, one of imagination, and one of terror.
How'd you get way out here?
Well, I'll tell you why I came. One of the fellas in town that buys eggs from you said he saw an old wreck of a car.
Oh.
That it was in the barn, so I figured maybe there's something left of it, that I could put together.
Well, I got one. I don't think you'll think much of it, though.
I'm sure I'll never know how I got to a time and place no one else in the world remembers. I only know it started on a Sunday morning in an old barn off the county road. My name is Frank Cantrell. When it happened, I was a senior at Point College in Heilsburg, Illinois, my hometown. Oh, my God. It's a Jordan, all right. And a Playboy. Jordan Playboy, I can't believe it. How long has it been here?
Happened in 26, as I recall.
What happened?
This dude was racing a train out on the county road, and he tried to beat it to the grade crossing, and he didn't make it. The engine hit the rear wheel there and flipped her over and killed both him and his girl. Young folks, too. They weren't any older than you are.
How much?
Yeah. Let you have it for $100.
Mister, you got a deal.
It's none of my business, but what do you want it for?
I'm gonna restore it.
Go on. Make it run again?
More than that, I'm gonna put it back just the way it was in 1926.
Well, she's all yours now.
And so she was, all mine. The right rear wheel and spare, hopeless wads of wires, spokes, and twisted rims. The body caved in, and the motor a mess. I didn't mind it a bit. I traded a Winton nameplate and hubcaps, plus a Saxon hood, to a man in Fairfield, Connecticut for 2 Playboy wheels. And they arrived, rusty, with some of the spokes broken and loose, but just what I needed. And I restored that car. Sanded off every scrap of paint, took out every dent and bump, welded every tear, and burnished every weld. It took a long time, but at last it was done. Repainted. Every nickel-plated part restored, re-nickeled, and replaced. The seats reupholstered. Everything complete to the final missing part. A Jordan radiator cap, which I traded a Duesenberg floor mat. Just for the fun of it, I decided to put the old license plates back on, and even had the original ignition key in its old leather case. At least, I thought it was just for the fun of it.
Frank, you'll get a ticket using those old plates.
Ought to be okay just this once, Mom. I'm only going to Cresswell. Along the old county road.
The old county road? But why go that way? You can get there to Cresswell on the highway in less than 10 minutes.
I can't go that way, Mom.
Why not?
Listen. Look at this car. It's exactly the way it was in 1926. I can't drive it on a 4-lane highway. Heck, back when this car was new, that old road was the highway. I'll bet it was driven there many a time. Anyway, that's where it has to be, and that's where I'm going to take it tonight. It was grand to drive along that old road with the top down. Summer air streaming over my face and through my hair. The air alive with the heavy fragrances of summer darkness. I wasn't even thinking, just living and enjoying. I don't know when it happened exactly, But the first evidence of it came when I saw those headlights moving toward me.
Holy mackerel, a moon! A moon roadster. Whew. A Haynes Speedster?
I've read about time with a capital T, but can't say I ever really knew what it meant. However, that night, as I left the old county road and drove into Creswell, I thought maybe I was beginning to understand. I remembered what someone had once said. I think it was Einstein, or somebody like that. He compared time to a winding river, with all of us in a boat drifting along between two high banks. And we can't see the future just beyond the next curve, or the past beyond the curves in back of us. But it's all still there, as real as the moment around us. To which I now add my own theory, that you can't drive into the past in a modern car, because there were no modern cars then. And you can't drive into 1926 along a 4-lane superhighway. But my car and I, the way I felt about it anyway, were literally rejected that night by our own time. Moving along that old road through the summer evening, simply drifted into the time my Jordan belonged in.
Vince, driving like a fool, as usual. It's a good thing you weren't hit, young man. That Vincent is the wildest driver in the whole county. One of these days, he's going to kill himself. And that girlfriend of his, I wouldn't wonder.
Was that your car he took? Because it sure looked like his.
No, it was mine. Just parked it here a few minutes ago. Then I heard the people coming out of the theater. And then he's...
Yes?
Maybe I'll bring it back.
Why don't you go down to the station house and report it? Use our name if you like. We saw the whole thing.
No, it's all right. I'm sure he'll bring it back. Thank you for your help.
Afraid we didn't give you much. You change your mind, though, and decide to report it. Our name is Dorset. Dorset.
Thank you.
Good night, young man.
Good night. My grandmother used to live in Cresswell. When I was a boy, I used to visit her and play with the boy next door when he visited his grandparents. Their name was Dorset. I knew these people, but they didn't know me. Of course, how could they have? They wouldn't even meet me for another 40 years. And I would be 12 years old then, and they would be in their 80s. There was nothing I could do about the theft of my car. Report it to the police. Try to explain to them who I was and where they could reach me. Show them my driver's license with the date on it. Somehow I knew my car wasn't coming back. So all I could do was walk. And wonder what I was going to do now, here in Cresswell, on a summer night in 1926, 30 years before I was born. I knew that I shouldn't have gone there, but I couldn't help myself. If I went up on that porch and rang the bell, a man or a woman would answer it. And maybe a 9-year-old boy, sleeping upstairs, would call down to ask who it was. A 9-year-old boy who one day was to become my father. But I couldn't go up on that porch and ring that bell. I knew that. I was here by sufferance or accident. I drifted into this time, but had no right to intrude on it. I'd spent the night in Cresswell, a visitor from another time. And just as mysteriously and unnoticeably as I drifted there, I was back again, back where I belonged. I met Helen Macaulay when school started up in September. She was in my economics class.
What's that?
A sophomore, I learned, though I didn't remember seeing her around before. Which, in a way, is the point of my story.
Hi.
Hi.
Grandma. Have a good swim? Oh, beautiful. You ready for a bite to eat? Oh, we sure are.
Oh, I'm famished.
You just dig right in. There's plenty for everybody. Don't worry, he will. Honey, will you go get those other sandwiches up there?
Say, Frank, Helen tells me you're interested in old cars.
Yeah, I restored them.
Hey, you got anything good going for you right now?
Yeah, I'm working on an old Duesenberg.
Ah, that sure is a good old car.
Yeah, it is. But it'll never replace the one that was stolen.
Stolen? When was that?
Nearly 6 months ago now. Maybe 50 years.
What?
Nothing.
What kind was it?
Probably never heard of it. It was an old Jordan Playboy.
Never heard of it. Kid, I've got one.